It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day outside.
Like, DPDR is a choice. I used to feel so bad for people.
And when you focus on recovery, you're focusing on DPDR. And you are what you focus on. So if I focus on DPDR, I'm going to maintain in this cycle constantly. Get into the midst of it, we're going to figure out how we can recover even faster. So it's our weekly growth and analysis calls where we switch the mindset to like, I'm going to get better first now and then recover. That's when recovery comes. You know what I mean? So I want you to be locked in on your goals, your purpose, the tasks we have set out, the morning routine.
Like, well, I've been going to the gym, I've been consistent with all these things. Have you taken it to the fucking extreme where you don't go to sleep at night until all your non-negotiables are done, till your habits are in place, till your whole entire focus is on a purpose that is greater than recovery? That's the question you need to ask yourself.
It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day outside. And I remember, when I was back in the DPDR cycle, I would wake up on a day like this, go outside and look at the sky, and all I saw was just staticky vision, me like wondering why my vision looked the way it did. Like, I would be in this state of this constant cycle that I was in, and it was the hardest thing to break out of. But truthfully, now I get to experience life. I get to look outside on a day like this, beautiful out. The reason I'm like so into a day that looks this good is because the last week it was just terrible weather, but like now it's just gorgeous, and I get to feel it. I get to feel that sun from a recovered version myself. So like, recovery is possible and it will happen, but you have to make that mindset shift. The mindset shift comes when you go from a state of I can't accomplish any of my endeavors because I'm in DPDR to I'm in DPDR, and no matter what it is, I can still put all my focus onto something else. Because what happens, the reason we stay in DPDR is because all your focus is put onto recovery. You're like, I need to recover, instead of just trying to be the greatest version of yourself. Because recovery comes when you do become the greatest version of yourself. You have to basically have a vision on the man you want to become and be so infatuated with that vision that all the other things outside of it start to fade, including derealization. A lot of times we have derealization because we don't have any purpose in our life. We don't have anything greater in our life. And like, I get the day now to enjoy a recovered version of myself. And a lot of people ask me, like, what does recovery feel like when you finally recover? Some people have like a breakthrough almost where it feels like their eyes are like shoved into their head. I kind of had that, but it wasn't like a one day thing. For me, I kind of just completely forgot about it for days and days. And all of a sudden I was like, oh shit. I went to check in on my symptoms. I was like, I don't have any DPDR symptoms right now. I don't even know what it feels like. That's kind of how recovery goes for me. Because, I started to realize that all DPDR is a thought. It's a thought, and it's a thought, and it's a thought. And we become what we think about. And a lot of times, and that makes like derealization so much more severe in a sense, because we become what we think about. And think about it, if we are thinking about DPDR all day, that's literally stopping us from becoming the true life purposes and goals that we have in our life. Like, if you think about it, if we have all these goals in our life, but deep in we become what we think about, how are we going to bring those things to life if all we are thinking about is DPDR? So it's not like you have to recover first to start thinking about those things. You have to start thinking about those things now in order to recover. And that's a big mistake a lot of people make. They look at their life and they're like, well, I want to do all these things with my life, but I have DPDR, so I can't do them. And that is the absolute worst mindset when it comes to recovery. Recovery comes when you say, I have all these ambitions, I have all these goals, I have DPDR. You know what? I'm going to go all in on accomplishing these ambitions. I'm going to go all in on accomplishing these goals right now while I'm in a DPDR state, regardless of how I feel. Regardless of what is going on in my head, I'm going to go accomplish an attack on these endeavors. That needs to be the mindset. It can't matter the state that you think you're in. It can't matter where you think you are. It can't matter what you think is going on in your life. What matters is what you do right now. I also want to mention that like DPDR is a choice. I used to feel so bad for people that were going through it. And I used to feel like really bad because I went through it too, and I understand the pain. But until I realized like it was always a choice for me to recover. It was always a choice for me to fully recover from the derealization. It
it was never really something to where it just happened out of luck. It was like a choice to say, I'm not going to go back and I'm going to go all in. Because a lot of you guys are like, well, I've gone to the gym, I've woke up, done the morning routine, I've stayed busy, I've stayed on purpose, but I haven't recovered. But you just haven't took it to the extreme. You haven't took it to the extreme enough to where it actually becomes more important than DPDR. And that's what we do in my program. We make our purposes so massive that DPDR truly loses all of its power.
And when you focus on recovery, you're focusing on DPDR and what you are, what you focus on. So if I focus on DPDR, I'm going to maintain in this cycle constantly.
Rice. No, so from here, I just kind of finish my little morning routine to where I go out, I meditate, I do all the things I do outside a bit. Now it's time for me to kind of like prep for my clients. So here what I would do is I go to my desk and I kind of like prepare for some of the calls of to the day. I like to make sure I am ready to anchor in everyone's recovery. I know exactly, I could get on a call and instantly give them insane results just like that. But instead, I have to make sure that I give them exponential results. So I'll sit here at my desk, plan out my day, go over everyone's program, analyze everyone's situation, see how all my clients are recovering, go over everything. Because I'm not just in this to half-ass shit. No, I go all in, make sure that each and every single solitary client that I have is getting absolute 100% results. That's where recovery comes. So, also, another thing, if you just saw me upload, that black thing into a cup, that's my Shilajit right here. There it is, yeah. It's just, I take a shot of it pretty much. It's this black tarry shit, but gives you all your minerals that your body needs. If you guys want to use it to help you recover, Shilajit's really good. It helps maintain your cortisol levels, keep them steady, helps you just focus, energy, all those things, helps libido through the roof. But that's why I drink Shilajit. But yeah, so I'm just kind of prepping for calls right now. But something I was just thinking about, I don't really that not many people ever really talk about is that everyone else's, or 99% of other DPDR recovery programs that I've ever seen, they all consist of one thing. They all try to calm the body down. They all try to relieve stress. They all try to do all these things that don't work for recovery. What I do in my program, it's not soft at all. It's straight on. You become the greatest version of yourself. And a lot of people, they'll focus on trying to recover, and trying to recover is the worst thing you can do to recover, because you are putting all your energy into recovery. You are focusing on recovery. Where recovery comes is when you can focus on your vision, on your purpose, on you becoming the greatest version of yourself. So a lot of times I tell my clients, like, close your eyes and just imagine the greatest version of yourself. What would he do? How would he act? What time would he wake up? All the things we list out, boom, we anchor those down, we track them, we become that man in the moment, in that second. We don't let time go on, we become that person. So when I tell you to become the greatest version of yourself, literally, neuroplasticity works instantly. As soon as you imagine something, your brain can't differentiate your imagination in real life. So if you can imagine that you are that person, you believe that you are that man, that recovered version of yourself, it's inevitable. Your habits will come into line with that ultimate goal. But a lot of times we don't have an ultimate goal. So there's no way for our goals to kind of fall into place for. So that's kind of what the mindset you need. It's like, how can I become the greatest version of myself? Oh, the last hour or so, I actually went outside and made some content. I also hung out with a few friends around the pool, and that was chill. But now it's time. I got a call with actually another coach. During this time, we just discuss things. We're gonna go over some stuff, go over some strategies, and see how we can make the most amount of progress within these, with our clients. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I think it starts at 12:30, so it's 12:27 right now. I'm kind of just waiting for the response on their end, but time to start the calls for the day. And I genuinely love what I do. I love it. So this is what keeps me going. The reason I talk with this much fire and ambition is because I love my job, and I love what I'm working towards, and I love the people I'm helping. So I wouldn't want to ask it for any other way, but let's get to it. We got some calls going. We're gonna get this running. We're gonna get this started. Let's go. So I just got a new girl onboarded today. Her name's Andrea, and it was crazy because she was so ambitious going into the call. She was ambitious the whole time. She has so much ambition to make the change.
But for some reason, towards the end, she was like, I'll get back to you later this week. I'll hit you up later this week. I was like, you telling me you're going to start tomorrow is proof that you're not going to start. When you start and you make the decision to say, hey, today I am going to start, that is the only thought process you can have towards recovery. Recovery doesn't come when you start tomorrow or the next day or later this week. It comes when you say, today I am starting in the now, right now. And she joined. And she's going to get a full recovery faster than you could even imagine because she has that ambition and she made that choice. Now right now I'm eating my pre-workout meal. Shit ton of rice. About like 2 cups of rice, ground beef. I eat this 2 hours before my workout. This way it's digested and can be used as energy and fuel for my workout. It's back in forearm day. But in 25 minutes, I have my call with Steven. And we're going to get into the midst of it. We're going to figure out how we can recover even faster. So it's our weekly growth and analysis calls where we go over everything about the last week and what we need to implement going into this next week. So extreme value. On the other side of recovery is such a beautiful life. Like I'm still living a business that I never even knew was possible because I went through this. It's incredible. But it's like about 20 minutes to spare. I like to prepare for my calls. I don't have to, but I like to go above and beyond. Look at over our last calls and take some notes and analyze everything to make sure we are ready going into this for a fast recovery. I'm excited for it. Switch the mindset to like, I'm going to get better first now and then recover. That's when recovery comes. You know what I mean? So I want you to be locked in on your goals, your purpose, the tasks we have set out. The morning routine, the habits that you're doing. When you can like really only think about these, then it doesn't have room. Instead of trying to say like, oh, we need to check this box off. I didn't Google it today. Check that off. You just know that. You know not to do that.
Oh, yeah. Like,
yeah. So we don't need to check that off, you know?
Yeah. Like, okay, yeah. Because I would say like...
So it's completely my fault, but I forgot to bring my camera everywhere today. I forgot to bring it to the gym. I forgot to record a lot of calls. I forgot to take it to I went for a walk. I forgot to bring it there. So we kind of just fast forwarded like 10 hours. But, I can talk a little bit more so make this video good. But, this is true recovery. Like, I don't stress. I'm just free. Like, true freedom comes from within, right? And I can't stress this enough. At the lowest point of my life, you could have given me $1 million, any girl in the world, my dream physique. Nothing would have made me happy. And at that point, because my derealization was so bad, like nothing felt real. And during that point in my life, truly, the only thing that would give me fulfillment was to feel real again, was to have my life back. So that's when I realized that true freedom came from within. And like that's why I named the business Freedom from Within. Because true freedom is having the control over the perception you have of your own reality. That's true freedom. And a lot of people have it skewed. They have it skewed. They think a lot of successful people, they don't understand how lucky they are to just feel real. Like they don't have that gratitude. But you do. And that's what that's what derealization gives us. It gives us the opportunity to understand that life isn't something to waste. Like we need to build a life. We need to take advantage of this opportunity. Like we have the opportunity to wake up today and say, hey, I'm going to see who I could become. I'm going to become the greatest version of me. Because we all have our own God-given credo. We all have our own gifts. We all have the ability to truly become someone in this life. And a lot of people, they don't realize this until they struggle. So I want you to understand that like God gave you the struggle for a reason. Because he believed in you. And he needed to develop you. So he put you through this hardship in order for you to see something that you wouldn't have saw otherwise. That's the perspective of recovery. Realizing that it really doesn't happen to you. It's for you. It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. I wouldn't have this business. I wouldn't have this ambition. I wouldn't have this discipline. I wouldn't have this confidence. I wouldn't even love myself the way I do now if I wasn't on the complete other side of it at one point. And it's like the contrast in life is what makes us appreciate things. It's the contrast in life. Think about it. You wouldn't enjoy when the sun comes out if it didn't rain. You wouldn't appreciate
You wouldn't appreciate, I'm just trying to think of opposites. You wouldn't appreciate a good day if it wasn't for the really bad days. You wouldn't appreciate feeling normal if it wasn't for you going through hell, like derealization. So it's like the most like on the reverse side of what you want, the more you can just go through it, the better it's going to feel when you get out of it. And the depth of your struggle determines the height of your success. So like the more you struggle, the more you go through shit, the more you learn that struggle is where you're created. But you have to get to the other side. And a lot of you guys aren't using this struggle to your advantage. You're sitting there and you're accepting it at face value, accepting it how it is. Like I had a call today. Andrea, one of my newest clients, female client, she joined the program today. But we were on the call talking about the program and everything. And right when we were about to join, she went to pay the one-time payment and join the program, and she was hesitant. She was hesitant because she told me, like, I'm going to start later this week. And I was like, no, you won't. When you say I'm going to start tomorrow, when you say you're going to start in a week, when you say you're going to start in 10 minutes, that is telling yourself that you aren't going to start. That is literally the worst mindset you could have. She realized this. Boom. She was like, you know what? I'm starting today. That is where winners are created. It's in the moment when you decide that today I am going to start to take action towards a full 100% recovery. In that exact moment, that is where you find yourself. That is where you find recovery. And what the mindset is, I teach with everyone, is that you are already 100% recovered. Every single symptom that you feel is a lagging symptom of 100% recovery. So the stress, the anxiety, the discomfort you feel with the DPDR is just a lagging symptom. But you have to claim the identity. And, we claim to be certain things. We hold labels on things. We say we're anxious people. We say we have anxiety. We say we have DPDR. We have to put a label on everything. And that's the worst thing. Like, why do you have to say you have a condition? You don't. You're not an anxious person. You're just in an anxious state. You can and you will recover. This life could be yours. You could be free like me. You could be free mentally. You could have control of your mind, but you have to claim the right to have that control. You have to claim the right to have that freedom. You have to claim that version of yourself now. You can't say, I'm going to become free. I'm going to become recovered tomorrow, in a week, in a month. It has to be today. And when you can claim for yourself to be free in the now, in this moment, that's when you've done it. Neuroplasticity happens instantly. And all you have to do is just become, claim to be, and time will elapse. And that life will fall into your own hands. But it has to be a decision from you. I used to feel really bad when I got in this coaching business because I understand the pain behind DPDR. But I got to a point to where it was like, derealization is a choice. Are you going to choose to live the life you were living? And a lot of you guys are like, well, I've been going to the gym. I've been consistent with all these things. Have you taken it to the fucking extreme where you don't go to sleep at night until all your non-negotiables are done? Till your habits are in place? Till your whole entire focus is on a purpose that is greater than recovery? That's the question you need to ask yourself. But yeah, like people ask me all the time. Another question is, how do you talk about it so much after recovering? Like, aren't you traumatized? No, because I have that control of my mind. It can't come back because I have that control. Because I claim the right to have the control. You have to claim the right to have the things you want in this life. What we believe to be true creates our reality. I believe what I want to be true to be true. I know my life's real. I know the stuff I want is real. I know I can create what I want. I know God is on my side, and I know that this happened to me so I can have this vision. And if you guys want a similar life to like what I'm living right now, to where I have immense amounts of discipline, immense amounts of ambition, like so much ambition. If you guys are following me on Instagram, which the link's going to be in the bio of this video, you can see I have never missed a post. I've never missed a story. I post like 30 Instagram stories a day. You guys can see every single second of my life. I am always hitting every single meal, every workout, every single run, every single morning routine, cold shower. I have never missed anything, never missed a client call. I'm here to change as many lives as possible, and I have this ambition for a reason. If you want to have this mindset, if you want to have all of this, first link in the call below. I'll see if you're a good fit for what my program offers. But I need ambitious people, and a lot of people too. They think that the ambition comes after recovery. They think they're going to recover first and then be ambitious. And while you will be really, really ambitious because you'll be thankful for life after you recover, the ambitious needs to come first. You need to become that person first. Become the recovered version of yourself, and then you will recover, not the other way around. So with that being said, claim the identity to become the recovered version of yourself today. I got a lot going on this week. I had 4 client calls today, a bunch more tomorrow. I'm still having fun. I'm still enjoying my life, but right now it's more of a locked in chapter of my life. You know, I know where I'm going to be in a year. I know where I'm going to live in a year. I know what I'm going to do with my life. I know how much fun I'm going to have in a year. So I still have fun. I still go out and all these things, but like right now I'm really locked in on my business because I know what I'm scaling, and I have really, really big visions with my business. And right now I'm in a period of growth, and I know right when you get momentum, it's not a time to slack and fall off. Use that momentum.